Back to Georgia now. We've been watching day 3 of the dismembered wife murder trial. Nicholas Kassotis is facing multiple charges, including malice murder and the death of his wife, Mindy. Hunters found her dismembered remains in 2 different locations, about an hour south of Savannah, 3 miles apart. Right now on the stand is a landlord of an Airbnb that the defendant stayed at in June of 2022.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know that.
Do you know or not know whether other people were staying there?
So the place was booked for 4 adults. So I just, Nicholas's photo was on it, and I don't know the other 3 adults that were staying there, that were booked.
Did he ever make reference to a wife?
Yes.
And whether or not she was pregnant?
Yes.
And what did he indicate to you was the condition of his wife?
He didn't indicate any condition. He just said that that they're expecting, I think, something on that.
Expecting a child?
Yeah, something on that basis. I don't know if it was expecting a child or something else, but in those lines.
How many times did you meet with Mr. Kassotis in person?
I met him one time. This was during a Hindu festival called Diwali, because I usually put a light. It's supposed to be for good luck. So I had contacted him to basically put a light in the house if he would oblige, or like, and he agreed upon it. So me and my ex-husband at that time went to the house and handed him a candle, and outside the house. We didn't go inside because he met us outside, and I gave it to him.
Would you recognize Mr. Kassotis if you saw him again?
Yes.
Do you see him in the courtroom?
Yes.
Would you point to him?
He's sitting over there.
If you'd let the record reflect, she's indicated the defendant's seated at the defense table.
And it does.
Do you recall how long he rented that property?
About 3 months.
Do you recall from memory his move-out date?
I think sometime in November or December.
Did he move sooner than his anticipated move-out date?
Yes.
Did he notify you of that?
Yes.
And when tenants move out, in particular, when Mr. Kassotis moved out, did you go to the house and inspect it?
Yes.
What condition did you find the house in?
It was left very clean.
Pardon me?
It was very clean.
Cleaner more than normal when tenants move out of a property?
Yeah, it was very clean.
Did you look in the backyard?
Yeah.
Was there any evidence of digging in the backyard?
No.
Any evidence of digging in the front yard?
No.
Did you discover anything missing when you inspected the house?
Yes.
What was that?
It was a rug. I had a rug and it was replaced by another rug.
All right, rug was missing. Cannon Kearney seemed significant. Now I know why you bring this woman onto the stand.
Well, Ted, it seems as if they're trying to say, or that they are saying, because it appears that the question is very clear, that Mr. Kassotis is someone who was at the home doing something that required a lot of cleaning, that required more cleaning than guests that normally rented out the home, and that essentially some of her merchandise that she had at the home prior to him renting it out was gone, and that it was replaced. Again, these are just facts, but in corroborating the fact that this individual dismembered or killed someone, it makes sense that he would want to keep a very, very tight and clean space. Maybe some blood dropped on that rug. All of these different things are things to go into the juror's mind to say, well, maybe he is the person who actually did this crime.
Prediction, do you think he takes the stand?
So based on what we're hearing, Mr. Nicholas Kassotis doesn't seem like a saint. If I'm his attorney, I'm telling him not to unless there's literally no hope. Nothing has been presented. But I would still say it's in his best interest probably not to testify.
And he's an attorney. He knows the risks of doing something like that. But he also knows a Hail Mary sometimes does come through, and he may need it at the end, probably a last-minute decision. Cannon Kearney, as always, thank you for your valuable time. Appreciate it. We'll get a break right now. When we come back, we'll have more testimony in the dismembered wife murder trial for Nicholas Kassotis. We'll see how the defense cross-examines this Airbnb owner. Was the rug significant? Back after this. Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Ted Rollins. Good to be with you on this Thursday. We're going to begin the hour where we left off last hour in Georgia, where the state's case continues in the dismembered wife murder trial. The remains of 40-year-old Mindy Kassotis were found scattered on a hunting property back in late 2022. Nearly 3 years later, police arrested her husband, Nicholas, who was living at the time in Pennsylvania, already engaged to another woman. Prosecutors say Kassotis killed Mindy to start his new life, but the defense is pointing to a mystery man who they say was controlling the couple's movements, a guy by the name of Jim McIntyre. Let's go back into the courtroom now. We're watching testimony from an owner of an Airbnb. She's a host, and she rented her home to the defendant in June of 2022.
That rug was. The rug that you noticed was missing.
So the house, it's...
Talk into the microphone.
Sorry. The house has like a living area with the TV next to the kitchen, and the rug was there that leads up to the backyard.
Okay. Now, when you're advertising this property for rent, do you put profile pictures on the internet ads?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm showing you now what's marked as State's Exhibit number 2.43. Do you recognize this picture?
Yes, that's the rug that was missing.
Okay. And does this picture fairly and accurately depict the living area of your house as well as the rug that's in front of the TV?
Yes.
Well, I'll tender at this time State's Exhibit number 2.43.
Any objection?
No objection.
It is admitted.
Describe this rug for the jury.
It's a soft, colorful, regular rug. I think 5 by 7 size.
And the rug is right in front of the TV? Is that enough? I'm asking you, was it in front of the TV?
Oh, yeah.
Now, initially, when you went to the property after Mr. Kassotis moved out, did you immediately recognize this rug was missing?
Yes.
And what was in its place?
It was another rug that was like a cheaper rug and a smaller rug instead.
I'm showing you now what's marked as State's Exhibit number 2.44. Do you recognize this picture?
Yes.
And what is this a picture of?
The replacement rug, I think.
What's that picture? This rug here.
I think it's a replacement rug. Yeah.
So this is not the rug that you had when you rented the place?
No.
Does this fairly and accurately depict the rug that was left after he moved out?
Correct, yes.
I'll tender at this time State's Exhibit number 2.44.
No objection. It's admitted.
So would you describe the pattern on these two rugs as similar?
Yeah, but you can see this, they're not the same.
That's all the questions I have.
Mr. Weinstein?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Doug Weinstein. I represent Mr. Kassotis in this case. And I'm sorry that I did not catch this. Is your last name no longer Hansen?
Correct.
What's your last name presently?
Kahre, Khare.
Kahre?
Yes.
Am I saying that right? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Kahre, do you recall being interviewed by agents
Yes.
in I think May of 2023?
Yes.
And during that interview, you told the agents that Mr. Kassotis never bothered you, correct?
Yeah.
You told the agents that Mr. Kassotis was a good tenant.
Correct.
You told the agent that you had no issues with payments from Mr. Kassotis,
Correct.
that Mr. Kassotis always paid on time.
Correct.
You told agents that he was a very good tenant.
Mm-hmm.
And you told agents that he was very professional, correct?
Correct.
In addition, you told the agents that when you got the home back from Mr. Kassotis, and I guess you inspected it. Do you normally inspect when you get a home back?
Yes.
So did you do an inspection this time
Yes.
with regard to Mr. Kassotis leaving the Airbnb?
Yes.
You said that there was no overpowering smell of bleach. You recall saying that?
Yes.
And also that there was no smell of cleaners, correct?
Yes.
You also told the agents there were no stains on fabrics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or on furniture.
Mm-hmm.
You also mentioned something else that didn't come up in the direct exam today. Did you notice that the lock on the front door was completely broken?
I don't remember.
Do you recall telling them that the lock on the front door was completely broken?
I don't remember that now.
Okay. Regarding the rug being replaced, can I ask you about that? When you have tenants, and how long have you had Airbnbs?
So I had this one, and then before that, I took a break because I had a baby. So I had before that in Hawaii. So I don't know, like 10 years, relatively.
Sometimes do items in the Airbnbs go missing?
Correct.
Sometimes are they damaged?
Yes.
Occasionally will a tenant damage something and replace it with something else?
Never. Not usually.
But occasionally there are things that are damaged within the Airbnbs, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr.
No.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. You are free to go.
All right, the Airbnb owner saying that the defendant rented the place, left early, and when she got there, he had replaced a rug. Jack Rice is with us. He's in St. Paul, Minnesota. You can see right through all of this. Is it significant? I guess it's another little brick, you know, in the wall against the defendant.
Yeah, you're right, Ted. I mean, this in itself doesn't necessarily mean anything or everything, But really what you're seeing is really just workers, like the prosecutors are doing, one brick at a time. Each one is small, each one may be inconsequential, but it is important or potentially important. And as you build this, you're saying, who else but Nick could have done this? Who else but him? And sometimes that's how you back into a prosecution, because you don't have direct evidence, so you use what you have. Now, on the other hand, if you notice, the defense attorney was very specific, and here's an example when you don't have to be cross to do cross, because he was actually very careful, he was thoughtful, he was asking very specific questions, trying to get a certain outcome, and that reference to the broken lock I thought was interesting because they have a theory of their own.
Jim McIntyre did it. That's the theory. Have you ever had a Jim McIntyre defense where you come up with a story that's hard to understand, but you throw it out there? And we may get more in the defense case, but right now it's just this mystery man.
I have, Ted. You know when these sometimes happen? These will sometimes happen when there isn't a body, and it's all circumstantial evidence, and they can't establish something. And the argument is the government's theory is based upon a certain narrative. And if there is another individual who was involved, does a narrative hold up with that other individual? And you can present that and simply say, which one is more relevant? Well, guess what? It doesn't matter which one is more compelling. If this one is sufficiently compelling, that can provide one set of reasonable doubt circumstances that a jury can potentially hang their hat on.
What do they need to bring in? They're not going to bring Jim McIntyre in because they've said we don't even know if that's his real name. So what do they need to convince one juror that there is a Jim McIntyre and that Jim McIntyre was controlling everything?
Yeah, that's the $10,000 question. But I think in some ways, if we look at the circumstantial evidence that the state is bringing in, sort of one brick at a time, where did that rug go? One piece of example. This is what the defense is actually doing on the other side. They're trying to introduce this other piece. Well, it's a good question because the lock is actually one brick, right? Now, it's a pretty thin brick, but it's a brick. And so the idea is there anything else? Is there some other piece of evidence that places this Jim McIntyre in the room, in the vicinity, in a car, at the scene, somewhere else to say, who is this guy? You want this sort of earworm to roll into a juror's head and say, yeah, but the prosecution never really addressed that. And they don't necessarily need to. They just have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that it was the husband.